What's going on, everybody? Doc and Sloth, Average Gamer guys, we're back yet again. Finally, the update is here. Kanano, you can go, you can download her, you can use her. You got a 7 gig update ahead of you. You've got 6 new achievements that you can work on, which is actually interesting. 3 of them are based on Forge, which a lot of you, if you've played this game a decent amount, you're gonna do like I did and unlock them like right away. We've got some Kinsano achievements, but just want to do a quick video, let you know. Sloth's here with me. We're gonna chat about the decks, at least the starting decks, some of the troops that we've seen. We'll jump into that right now, and then I'm just gonna get into a real quick solo firefight, just to show a few of the units out, and then look forward. The rest of this week, we're gonna be bringing a lot more hands-on. Again, those of you that are kind of veterans of the channel know that we like to get our hands on something, play a little bit, but we did want to do a video and let you guys know that she is out and ready to be used. So this is her base deck we're looking at right now. Honestly, nothing real impressive here. I would think they'd make these base decks a little bit better, but they don't. So the biggest, most interesting thing, we'll jump into a deck that I have built just to highlight some of her units. The biggest thing I noticed from this, though, is her 2 starting armies. So we have her Inferno starting army, which you can see here. I'll actually highlight it here. We get 2 base Cyclops and then 3 Hellbringers. I'm a big fan of the large-sized starting armies. The problem with this one being no capability to even touch the air at all. And that's a little bit of a problem, as Sloth had pointed out earlier. So probably going to shy away from that. A little bit better we have is the Demolitions, which is 2 Flame Hogs, which I think this could actually be pretty neat. So we'll give these a chance. Take a look at them. These, I think, I want to say they're veteran Flame Hogs, but we're going to jump into it right now real quick. This is the deck I have just built, just throwing it all together. The one nice thing that you get with this is you get all the cards straight up as soon as you download this. If you don't have the season pass for this game, you can pick her up. I think she's $6 in the Xbox store. If you're a season pass holder, you're getting her straight up. You're gonna get everything level 1 unlocked right straight from the get-go. I haven't opened anything. I actually opened 1 pack because I honestly personally had some issues here getting her to load up in the game to recognize that I downloaded it properly. It took me a little bit of uninstalling, reinstalling to get this worked out. I was a little frustrated. This video should have been probably out a couple of hours ago, but we had to work through that a little bit. But this is just what I'm throwing together. Just going to highlight all of her special units, minus the regular Flame Hog. I'm going to use the veteran one instead. And we're just going to jump into this. Pretty cool. I think some of these lower leader powers might be pretty good with the buff to Hellbringers. We're going to try out the veteran ones and see how they hold their own weight. And then I am interested to get my hands, obviously, on Kinsano herself, as well as the Flame Hog, as well as Inferno. That's one thing I do want to see. I think that's going to be really neat. And then Napalm Missiles, interestingly enough, they're 10 less energy than regular Archer Missiles. So we'll see. We'll see if damage output is equally as good. But yeah, so excited to get our hands on her, excited to play. I'm going to open up some of our packs here straight off the bat, and while I do that, Sloth, any initial impressions?
Well, and our frustration is kind of what you were talking about. It's kind of hard to get the game going right now. I am actually not going to be able to physically be a part of this video. Like you said, we're going to have to do a 1v1 or a one-player firefight because my download was not 7 gigs like it's supposed to be. It's 30 gigs. And it wasn't working correctly. We couldn't get Kinsano to be a selectable hero, and we just had a lot of issues. So that's something that we really hope can be addressed and fixed soon. But for right now, we're gonna just get some good examples and kind of just get first impressions.
Yeah, the other interesting thing, and I talked about this when they released the actual update and all the balance changes, which we'll be taking a full look at all that stuff to update our spreadsheet and do all those kinds of good things. So just stay tuned this week for that. But 1v1 Blitz is gone. It is 100% gone. It's not here. The ranked lobbies are live, so that's something. Once Sloth gets it downloaded, we can play 2v2 and 3v3 Blitz. We can also there's a bunch of regular multiplayer options available. It seems like they kept all of the multiplayer options open and available to us as far as what we're originally used to seeing from at least a first glance, and then obviously adding the ranked side to it. But for Blitz, 1v1s, they are gone. They are a thing of the past. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of that. I think that's one thing that they should have kept. I think that's one thing that, a lot of people, especially if you don't have a group of people to play with, sometimes queuing up twos and threes isn't the most fun thing to do. And I can understand not wanting to do it in ranked. That's totally fine. Taking out completely from just the social aspect of it, where people want to play, I'm not a big fan of that. We'll show you that real quick again. So you have the standard 2v2, and then your brawl 3v3 unranked, and then you have your ranked standard and ranked brawl. That's all you're getting for Blitz. So just kind of interesting. Let us know your feedback and what you think about that. It's 10 placement matches to get a rank going, so we're going to hop into those as soon as Sloth can get his issues worked out, and we'll be bringing some content on that as well. I'll actually hop over to the multiplayer just to show you what that's looking like real quick. Just again, wanted to give you a quick. So you still got your versus AI, you got your Rumble, you've got your team objective of domination, and then your team war. So it looks like actually a lot of your solo options are gone, but you do get solo war ranked, which is kind of neat. Again, why would you put it ranked here and not give it in Blitz? I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I think that's a little weird. But you also get ranked 2v2 war and ranked 3v3 war, this is interesting to me, because the ranked for this is only deathmatch. So you're not even getting any other different team games. I mean, deathmatch is probably the most preferable one to play. Honestly, it probably takes, in my opinion, probably the most understanding of the game and most skill to really be able to build up a base, build up an army, manage your resources, and attack. So I'm not, again, that's not a bad thing that they did it for deathmatch. But again, I don't know why maybe they didn't add in a few of the other game modes, or maybe for, I don't know, team objective. Maybe do a ranked team objective as one of your playlists, just so people get a little bit of difference. I don't know. Just initial thoughts, but that's what we're looking at. That's what we got going here, and we're gonna hop back over to Blitz, and we will get into a little bit of one player firefight here, and we'll just test her out. We'll see what she's like. We'll get some initial impressions, but again, happy the update's finally out. I'm glad we didn't have to wait till Wednesday. It obviously sucks that it's coming 5 or 6 days after, 5 days or so after it was originally talked about dropping, but it is finally out. Obviously, the issues that me and Sloth were having, maybe they're just us, but he has seen. Sloth, you could talk about it a little bit, being on the forum posts. You were not the only one with that issue as far as the download is concerned.
Yeah, and I actually got a response from Sketch, which is really cool. That's, I don't know, he's a cool dude. I appreciate his presence. But my download was 29.37 gigs as opposed to the 7 that it is supposed to be. So I actually saw at least one other person say, why am I looking at a 30 gig download? And it's funny, he actually got downvoted on Reddit. Stay classy, Reddit.
Thank you, Reddit.
for asking that. But I was kind of like, yeah, I mean, I had the same problem. Like, we'll see what's going on here. Sketch just said, that's weird. It's supposed to be 7. Which is, I mean, that's a fair answer, because dude doesn't know. Like, I mean, I appreciate it wasn't a BS answer. He just kind of didn't have much of an answer for me.
Right.
But it was just cool to have some feedback from him. So that, and I do think that Xbox Live as a whole had some issues earlier today. I believe like starting 7 o'clock Eastern time. And that may have contributed to some of the issues. Doesn't sound like that contributed to mine. But some of these issues of not being able to actually select Kinsano and open packs and actually have them show up in the card library, things like that, that could have been maybe a little more attributed to something like that.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that's obviously frustrating. That's not something we want to see. But hopefully, again, they get it fixed. They get it worked out. No harm, no foul if they can get it knocked out quick. But obviously, when you have something drop and you want people to get your hands on it, that's what they want to do is get their hands on it. So uh, just kind of interesting. So I will say, initial impressions up front, the Hellbringers feel pretty good. uh,
Nice.
we got them paired up here. We got some pretty heavy infantry waves here at the beginning. You do get 2 veteran Flamehogs, so that is nice to see. Um, Pretty cool. And the veteran Flamehog, honestly, this thing is tearing these things up. Like I am extremely impressed with this unit so far. Good range, good capability. I'm gonna drop Kinsano in here now. Obviously, got a little bit of a boost here, just because I do have Kodiak sitting up on top, as we always do. But honestly, feels pretty good. We're gonna get Kinsano right in the fray. We're gonna use her Flame Wall ability, and see how this works out. She is really cool looking. I will say that up front. She's really cool. I like her as a leader. And here's where we're gonna run into the issues because I'm now sitting with an airwave that I can't do much against.
And that's the worry I think with Kinsano as a whole, and with that set of particular starting armies and stuff. I think that's a really big concern for her.
Yeah, and I can't. I mean, I am hurting right now because there is literally nothing I can do at this point. She's just gonna take damage. So I don't recommend solo firefight here. I have the capability to bring in. I have a vulture, but the problem here is now I don't have enough energy. I want to use her. Good. I'm doing a terrible job, so I know I'm gonna get the comments of "You're really bad at this game. You don't know what you're doing. Why are you doing this?" Guys, I'm literally just trying to call in the different.
Just kind of want to see him in action,
Yeah,
which I think is fair.
yeah, that's
And it's
literally
actually
it.
kind of cool though, but that we were able to just look at the cards and say, you know what, she is screwed when she comes up against air.
Yeah,
It's nice to be right about some stuff sometimes because I'm usually not. So
yeah, that never hurts. I will say she is impressing me from the ground perspective. We're just gonna get her into a fray here. I do want to try to use some of these other abilities as well. Of course, they drop in these powers on me. Energy cells really far away. Frustrating. Now, as soon as that, of course. Get her into a fight here, I promise. Here. Just a second. Why would you drive that way? Oh, good. That one drops over there. Perfect. Oh, I called the wrong thing in, didn't I? Yes, I did.
good to see it. It's still a little clunky for blitz cards.
Oh, we'll see if her blast does anything. Nope. Oh, not outside of it. I'm doing a terrible job of showing these cards. I'm actually like continuing to
Par
try
for the
to
course.
play. That's not working. Want to use Inferno, but I can't. Back over here. See what we can do here. Do have a Vulture, which is just a beast of a unit, so that never hurts. Go. Get a Nightingale up. Alright, we're gonna use Inferno. I promise. I swear we will.
There's going to be a reckoning.
This up. Why would that energy not drop close to me? Of course. Alright, we're just gonna use the Inferno. See what we get here. This has a huge area of effect, guys. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is cool. I just want to use
That's
it
probably, I mean,
just to see that blast come in. And that is, I am very impressed with this at 180 energy. Like, significantly impressed with how good that was. And interestingly enough, I don't think this is going to give me enough energy. But I'm going to try to get Kinsano in on this fight over here.
and that's, I mean, that is the other thing that we talked about with Kinsano is her leader powers being really kind of more important than her units, it seems like. Yep. And I mean, as we see there, Inferno kind of supports that.
Yep, I do want to try to get, and I'll show send these guys over here. All right, we're gonna get this. We're gonna bring this fight in. See how she does here. Here's Flame Wall. Pretty good. Now, a very, very small area you can see width-wise of where it hits. And you can't shift it once you call it in, so that's important to note. But she seems pretty strong. I'm gonna be honest. She's definitely handling her own. God, she tore that Warthog up. Wow. She's definitely handling her own as far as the ground is concerned. And at 240 energy, honestly, I would expect nothing less. To be 100% honest, because that's what she's supposed to do. So let's check out Hell Drop here. I want to see what kind of damage this does for units dropping in. And of course now we have an air rush going on. That's good. Yep. They have a vulture, which is able to do damage. I just left my Hellbringers alone. He's actually getting torn up by this. Sad. Again, using her correctly, pairing her with the right units, I honestly do, very initial impressions, feel like she could be pretty good. She does deal a lot of damage, it feels like, and very fast damage. A lot like Alice we saw, where it's continuous flame damage. I mean, she goes kind of in between short bursts, but, you know, again, she's continuous, she's always hitting, which, you know, makes it feel pretty good. And that makes it seem like even if she's not doing a ton of great damage, I totally missed on those. The Hellbringers still feel pretty squishy, but it does, at least initial impressions up front, feel like they're doing some okay damage against infantry.
Which,
definitely
I mean,
more so
is all
than
you can
before.
ask.
Right.
Yeah, because they just were not doing that before.
Her up front fight. You obviously want to keep Hell Charge. Flamethrowers left. We're gonna get these guys over here, see if we can grab this energy. At least call in these last few. We'll try these napalm missiles. Guys, drop in. Wow. Actually, pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good amount of damage. And it looks like the residual flame damage is actually, look at how much that Grizzly's taking. That's a good amount of damage. And she, God, man, guys, she's tearing it up. Her leader really feels strong. And again, at 240 energy, it needs to be. But it's just nice to see her really being able to push. Now, one thing I'm not impressed with is how long it's taking these Hellbringers to destroy these energy cores, because they're supposed to be good against that kind of stuff. That's a little frustrating. We'll call a Scorpion in.
And we will update the unit comparison spreadsheet and video and all that because it obviously what we've been talking about is the Hellraiser is getting a big buff, and the Cyclops has actually got a nerf and things like that. So we will update those numbers when we have them. We don't want to speculate too much, but these units feel better, which is cool. That's give them a little bit more viability. We kind of saw a lot of complaining about the Cyclops as being a little too strong, so that's kind of where that came from as well. But
Right now, so Hell Charge at 60 energy, pretty cool. Really small area of effect, honestly. Like, I'm gonna have a hard time getting all of these guys in this. We'll try it though, and I am curious to see how long this lasts. I think that was the last of the cards that we needed. Feels pretty good. I mean, looks like it's doing a decent damage here. Kinsano's shield definitely not 100% on par with a lot of the other shields, but again, she does really, it feels like she does really good damage, guys. And I am really becoming a big fan of this Flame Hog. At least the veteran one.
it just sounds cool.
Yeah.
Flame Hog.
I mean, range is probably the biggest thing that's given it a huge advantage. I mean, that's pretty good. Definitely better than a standard Warthog, and it honestly feels like a decent amount of damage. I do want to try to use Inferno one more time here. We're gonna pull this group back a little bit. Call this in. See how we do here. So the initial damage is not crazy, but look at the residual fire damage. This will 100% lock down blitz points for you. Her top end is absolutely insane. That's my initial impression. Top end, look at this Jackrabbit just drive into it and just get smoked. And I mean, it lasts for a while. That's probably one of the best leader powers, if not the best leader power, as far as damage output that I've seen. Which is really impressive. That's extremely impressive. And like I said, that, in my opinion, that singly will lock down a point for you, keep a point for you for a while, and really deal a lot of damage. And it comes in pretty quick. It's probably maybe a second, 2 seconds slower than a Mac Blast, but a very similar idea. So we will wrap it up there. Just a little bit of gameplay, showing you a little bit of the units, what each of the leader powers looks like. Honestly, initial hands-on impressions, like I just said, she seems really cool. It's always neat to get some new DLC, a new leader dropped into the game. And again, just kind of get some new troops and some new things to kind of test out and play with. Again, as Sloth said, we're going to update that spreadsheet. We'll get the whole diagnostics going. We'll run some tests with each of the new units. And again, all of the balance change updates. We'll do probably a follow-up video to this in conjunction with all the new stuff here as we go throughout this week. So stay tuned. For those of you that are veterans to the channel, we'll be bringing some good content, especially once we've been able to play with her a little bit, get our hands on it, and also pair up, see what best leaders to pair her with, get into some ranked, play some placement matches, and then kind of see how the ranked setup goes and kind of how the MMR and all that kind of stuff works. So hopefully you enjoyed. Again, the update is live, so go out there. It's a pretty quick download for the actual leader herself, but it's a 7 gig update for the game, so make sure you get that going. And again, if you aren't, please make sure to subscribe, follow us on Twitter, join the Average Gamer Guys Club. We're looking to do some kind of play with the community here in a little bit, so stay tuned for some details on that. But I've been Doc, that's been Sloth, we're Average Gamer Guys. Thank you so very much for checking this one out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll check in the next one.